I got the Motorola Edge 50 Neo. And this is actually my first collab on the channel, so I'm very excited to review that and actually give you the experience of that phone, because I actually did quite a lot of research, and this is something which was a positive surprise when it comes to mid-range phone, the quality versus the budget. So let's check it out. The first thing which kind of grabbed my attention is actually how eco they are. It's a plastic-free packaging. That's decent. Alright, let's check it out. So the color which I got, it's a PANTONE Grisaille. So the phone comes in like 5 different colors, which I have no idea how to pronounce except the latte one. So the phone comes in 5 different colors, which is the PANTONE Grisaille, PANTONE Mocha Mouse, PANTONE Latte, the Nautical Blue, and Poinciana. Yes, that's the one. So I got the Grisaille, which is the 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of storage. So let's open it and let's check it out. Okay, what's inside the box? So we have some cover. Is that the cover? Yeah, that is the cover. Okay, so we have the USB-C to USB-C in the box, some instructions, obviously the pin ejector, and the actual cover. I very much like it when this is happening. So, and it's like a sturdy one. Look. Pretty decent. Alright, so I like it. And I assume that will be it, since they're going like eco-friendly, so I can bet that there is not much else in the actual box. Yep, that's it. Box is empty. This is the... By the way, I just realized the box is actually smelly. It's like a nice scent, So I think they're sending like a scented box, or the actual vegan leather is scented. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, nice one. All right, so here we have the Motorola Edge 50 Neo. So on the back, I can immediately feel that vegan leather. And that is a very nice feeling, It is pretty decent, so you can definitely see like how does it look. The feel on it, it's nice. It's like it gives like a nice vibe. The only thing which is slightly weird for me is that they actually put like a square of the color and the name, and I'm like, that is a bit strange. But it is pretty decent. So on the side we have plastic, and it's kind of like a matte plastic. It looks very kind of like a stylish, so you can see it feels like a very nice and easy. So obviously let's talk some specs. So we have here the 6.4 P-OLED display with up to 120 Hz refresh rate, which I think it's pretty decent. When it comes to the screen to kind of body ratio, it's 20:9, and it has the 3000 nits brightness in peak brightness. So that means it is pretty visible and pretty great visibility on the sun. So if you're outside, it is nice. I think that's something which, it is pretty cool. So when it comes to the protection, we have the Corning Gorilla Glass 3. So yeah, your phone is kind of protected by it. And like this, the design of it is pretty cool. Like in general, I like the design lately, which are kind of less than those, 6.67, 6.7 inch. So 6.4 feels like a perfect kind of a alternative, right? So yeah, that is nice. I do like it. So when it comes to the spec of the processor and kind of all the important details. So this is running the MediaTek Dimensity 7300, the octa-core with 4 cores up to 2.5 GHz. It has 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. It doesn't support the expandable storage, so yeah, that is, I think, alright. It's a lot of those, mid-range phones or flagship, they don't really support that, but 256, it is a decent size. It also comes with a second version which has 512 GB of storage with 12 GB of RAM. So this is the kind of a lower model of it, but you can also, when it comes to that 8 GB of RAM, you can also use the RAM booster to sacrifice a little bit of storage for that RAM, which I think is nice. So regarding the battery, we have a 4300 mAh battery, which I think it's like a medium range size. It's nothing too big, because obviously like I do like phones with 5000 mAh battery, but it says it does support 30 hours plus of usage, which is pretty great. And from what I saw on the spec, it supports up to 68 watts of charging. So that's a lot. That means you can charge your phone in like minutes. And they actually say it's like 11 minutes of charging to have a whole day experience. Yeah, I can understand that. 68 watts, that's totally possible. And it also has something which for me was like a wow, I love it. This is something which I use very often. It has a 15 watts wireless charging. So that means you can, wireless charge it with a wireless charger or some power bank, which, I covered on this channel as well. The only minus which I saw is that it doesn't have a reverse wired or wireless charging. So if that would have that, that'll be pretty awesome, because then I can charge my headphones, stuff like that with it. And especially that it already has that model, right? Let's talk some cameras. So we have the main camera, which is the 50 megapixel wide camera with the multi-directional PDAF and obviously the OIS. You have the 10 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom and a 13 megapixel ultra wide with 120 degrees angle view, which is, yeah, I think that will be pretty great. On the front, we have a 32 megapixel camera, the selfie camera. But what I like about it is that obviously the back supports recording in 4K as well. But the case is that the front supports too. And I very much appreciate that, because I do record a lot of videos on TikTok, and having the camera that actually does support the 4K gives me better quality and allows me to do some crop, zooms, edit it better. So I very much like that. So when it comes to the SIM, obviously we have the normal kind of SIM card, and there's only one slot for a SIM card, but you can also add the eSIM. So you can have two, but one eSIM, one normal. I think I was a little bit surprised, but obviously it is a mid-range phone. So like, I understand that, because it is running the Android 14. I was actually thinking that it will run the Android 15, but obviously, yeah, the 14 is something which will still get, the next few years of the updates, and this phone is actually also promising that. They actually do promise 5 years of updates until 2029, so that's decent. And one last thing which I also saw here, it says here the Dolby Atmos. So we'll also test out the speakers, because it looks like that they might be a pretty good quality. Let's turn it on. So the general feel of the phone and kind of, working with the apps and everything, it is fast. It works very nice. I do appreciate that, and this is a great experience. So let's test out some, obviously, basics. Like I'm gonna set up the Face ID and also the fingerprint. I'm also gonna set up the AOD, and I'm gonna tell you what is that in a second. Okay, so I just did set up the fingerprint, and let's see how does it react. Ooh, this is fast. Nice. So there is a built-in fingerprint inside the screen, and I very much like it. So the case is, I previously used a lot of Xiaomi as well, and in my Samsung I do like as well that you touch it and immediately opens. I don't like the side button fingerprints, so this is something which I very much like. So now let's check out the face one. Wow, this is quick. Nice one. So the face kind of recognition works very well. And the thing is, which I also set it up, which I wanted to show you, and I very much like that feature, is that you have an always on display, which just, shows this, a white kind of a pixel. So it's not like it's not even fulfilled fully, it's just aligns with like a current temperature and date, and it's always on. So, you can keep it here, and like if you close the phone off, it's just always on. It's always showing you the time, and that's just something for someone who doesn't wear a watch as much as I do. It's so cool, and I saw from kind of the reviews as well that doesn't take that much more power, so I'm definitely gonna have it on. So now let's test out the actual camera. So we're gonna start with the One X So I can see that the camera, it's, you know, it can be slower. It's not super fast responding, but it can be a little bit slower. But the case is the quality of it, it's beautiful. So it's definitely worth the wait. And sometimes it is a bit laggier. I can bet that it might be because of my, you know, softbox and the fake light, but it is decent. Like the quality of it is amazing. So 0.5, it's okay-ish, but like zoom, up to 3 times zoom, it's awesome. So let's check out the macro. Wow, this is cool. I do like it. This is amazing. Okay, portrait. On 24 first, full view. 45. 50. And 85. Just a close-up. Nice one. I do like it. Obviously, you can set up the Pro mode, which allows you to, you know, kind of set everything by yourself, like autofocus, white balance. So it's kind of, you can go professional here if you want. And on the more, you have option to scan documents, night vision, the Ultra Res 50, which we're gonna test out. Nice, it is nice. The Ultra is pretty awesome. The dual capture, so 2 cameras at the same time, time lapse, nice. So a lot of cool features. So obviously we're going into the video, and let's set up the 30 frames per second on 1080p first. 1x. 0.5. Okay, 0.5 is grainy in the slides. 2x. 2x, it's decent. 3x. Oh wow, this is a great detail. I like it. All right, so then let's test out the 4K as well. 4K, it's good quality, I like it. Let's grab it here. 2 times X, pretty good. 3 times. So it doesn't get as detailed as the 1080p, but it does make sense. Like the zooms don't really work well on the 4K, so I get that. And you can record the 4K also in 60 frames per second. That is an interesting one. That doesn't happen very often, you know? So let's test out the selfie camera. So yeah, the selfie photo, it's decent. Like it is, yeah, it is a good quality. I see I can also put it further behind. That's nice. Now portrait, good one. Yeah, good. Now Pro. So this will kind of put on a Pro mode and all those things. And the video. So let's test it out first. The Full HD, which is 1080p. Hello, hello. This is nice. And it's adjusting the white balance. So obviously it depends on what you want. For example, now I'm going more yellow. And now because I'm in front of the softbox, it's more white. Decent. Now the 4K. That's what I wanted to see. Nice, the 4K quality of it is very nice. Positively impressed. The video, it's very cool. And also I have the slow motion as well and like a panorama, so kind of the basics of any phone. I like it. This is a very cool thing, you know? And obviously you can set up some things like, you know, karate shake on the flashlight. And that's just cool. And there are some other features. Check it out in my TikTok as well because I covered that separately. But yeah, this is good. So we're gonna test out 2 more things. The first one is the YouTube. So let's see how the speakers are actually working. And then we'll do some gaming tests. Okay, the actual image, it's so good. Like look at the aspect ratio as well. It's very nice. And let's put maybe something, you know, when it comes to the music, something nicer. Maybe some Ibiza vibes or something. Ibiza, sorry, that's actually how I should pronounce it. My accent sometimes actually kicking in, and I know it, guys, you know it, so. And let's put on max. That is decent, you know? Obviously it's stereo with that Dolby Atmos. This is very loud, this is very, very nice. So, we're also gonna quickly test out the brightness. So look, the brightness on full. So So it can go as dark as this and bright as this. It feels like a very bright screen. Like definitely you can feel this 3000 nits. It's a good vibe on it. So now let's go into gaming. So I'm gonna download some PUBG. And then we're gonna maybe test out some other game. Okay, I immediately got that the moto mode is on, and I wanted to see what that is. I'm very interested. Okay, so with the moto mode, I can see that there is, you know, frames per second, so it shows me FPS, which is decent. Performance modes, you can change it from here. You have a locked mode, sensitivity, you can set up the FPSs, so I'm gonna put on the FPS monitor, so I wanna see, choose between FPS or full performance monitors and FPS settings. Okay, let's just set it quickly. Full performance, you know? Okay, so I can see it's having a 30 frames per second currently while the game is actually, you know, starting. Okay, so let me actually make sure that we have a graphics on a better graphics, maybe even HDR. Yeah, so something better. Alright, so I can see that it holds on 30 frames per second. Let's see how the gameplay will look like. So for now, no lag, no kind of, you know, nothing. So testing out this PUBG, and it's pretty decent. Let's see the actual on ground. Okay, so I can see it just increased. It's like on 40 frames per second. The core temperature is for like 45 degrees. This should be Celsius, so that's decent. It's taking like 33% of CPU and 77% of RAM. Like the actual feeling of it, it's very smooth. Like it's very nice. There's no lag. There is literally nothing. It's very smooth experience. But now let's just, if I tap it here, oh, it automatically went to performance turbo. That's awesome. That's what I wanted to check. That's pretty good. And like 44 degree of the phone, yeah, it feels a little bit warmer, but like nothing too warm. And you can definitely, like, it is enjoyable. It's not unpleasant in a way. No, this is good. Like, I like it. That PUBG is holding very nice. I definitely think, you know, you can easily play some gaming on PUBG on this, and yeah, it is pretty cool, you know. And like the graphics, it is very smooth. So yeah, I do like it. So I think, you know, gaming on this phone, worth it. All right, so let's check out the Asphalt Legends, which is, you know, it's pretty, I would say, a decent game. Let's see how it performs, what will be the frames per second with that game. So let's check it out, you know, play. So I can see we have like 30 frames per second, 18% PC usage, yeah, the 84% of RAM, that's decent. Okay, cool, nice. No, the actual experience is nice. It is not laggy at all. Like, yeah, it is decent. It's a definitely decent experience, you know? I do like it. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, it's holding on 42 degrees. So that is a decent experience. So this is it. Thank you so much, Motorola, for sending this to us to review. I'm so happy to get the first collabs on the channel. It's amazing. So if you like, guys, those videos, you want to see more, just remember what to do. Hit that like and subscribe so you're up to date with everything what's going on, and see you in the next video. Take care.
MadTechTalk, tech so fly, breaking down gear, let's amplify. Sub like, don't miss a thing. Tech reviews with a little bling. We out for now, but stay tuned. More fire tech is dropping soon.